I mean, hip hop, I think, is like the most, as far as for music goes, it has to be the most scrutinized, genre of music. I mean, you got to have a couple bullet wounds, usually. You gotta have a lot of street cred, been in jail a few times, it's really tough. I mean, and that's like, I think that's like the mentality of not only just the fans, but even people on the outside. Like my parents, like, if you think about rapper, like, whoa, that guy's a bad dude. You can't mess with that guy. He's got the chain, he's got the gun, So when Kanye came out and those type of rappers that you're talking about, Mac Miller, yeah, I mean, that was a really different, entirely different type of spin on hip hop, and people love that music. Talk a little bit more about just their influence on you, like the Kanye stuff when that came out. Can you talk a little bit more about just how that just kind of helped you kind of get to that next level?
The basic way that I always like to put it, it was like, okay, so Eminem made me realize that someone that looks like me can be at the top, right? The tippity top of this shit. Like you could be the highest selling artist of all time. Cool. But I don't rap how he raps. But a guy like Mac Miller, a guy like Kanye West, a guy like Kid Cudi, a guy like a Wiz Khalifa, they realize that, oh wow, you can build a brand and in a foundation, and you can tour the whole world forever. As long as you're alive, as long as you're good, as long as you keep, consistently putting out good music, bro, you're good forever. Like your bills are paid, like tenfold. Like you're good. It's not necessarily about being. Sure, every fucking kid wants to be Drake. You know what I'm saying? Every kid wants to be a Kanye or a Jay-Z or an Eminem or whatever, but it's like there's only so much room for you to be that person, right? It's destiny for some of those people, right? So, the goal is to obviously be at that level, but if not, I'm still going to be fine, bro. I'm still going to be touring the world, still going to be making money off of my tunes. I'm still going to be good with a solid foundation and a fan base. And that's what those guys taught me, is that building a brand and being who the fuck you actually are is going to pay off longer in the long run.
So freshman year, a lot of technology is changing around that time for you and for the world. There was like dial-up, bro. We had dial-up internet, if you guys remember that, the little running man with the AOL ruining everybody's lives. So can you talk about just like the technology, what you first started off making beats, cutting things up? And then also you said your mother downloaded Napster. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was when I was super young. I was still in elementary school. So my mom woke us up one morning playing the song Who Let the Dogs Out. And me and my sister got up and we were like, damn, how'd she get this? She went to the store and got the CD? She was like, no, fam. Downloaded that shit right here. You can download any song you can think of off the top of your head right here. And that was back in the dial-up days. That was way before that was, a long time ago. That was when I was still in elementary school. But yeah, by the time I got around to wanting to explore recording my own voice, the first program I ever used was Fruity Loops. Illegally downloaded it off a torrent. And then, it inevitably crashed my mother's desktop Dell computer. And that's when I begged her. I was just like, please, we have to get a Mac. You have to get me a Mac. I'll do anything. I'll fucking do the laundry for the next 10 years. I really don't care. But it's got GarageBand. It already comes with an audio program. Like, you can't get viruses on this thing, right? That's how they sold you at the time with Apple. It was like, you can't get viruses. It's foolproof. So, my mom is a savior, and even though she didn't want me necessarily in the beginning to explore a music career, she's the one who started it, because she spent her tax return to get me a MacBook, and then I started using GarageBand and making my own beats and shit from there.
Wow, thank God to mom, right? Yeah, I remember back in that time, it was like the LimeWire was going on. There was like, man, yeah, you can get any track, but man, there's a lot of computers in the graveyard right now from LimeWire, bro. There's a lot.
No, we literally killed, I think, like 2 or 3 of my mom's desktop computers using LimeWire, Napster. There was a couple other ones back in the day too.
You're making your own mixtapes, you're putting your own beats together, but you're kind of seeing like what's out there. I mean, there's a lot of quality out there, right? You got the top guys, you got even maybe some local guys that sound really good, but they're spending like maybe thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars to get producers, to get the right sound. So you decide, hey, I'm gonna go take my my money and invest it into online engineering classes. Can you talk about just your process there and just what kind of, again, pushed you to do that?
I could just tell the quantum leap that I had to take between like the songs that I was putting out and how they sounded compared to the field around me. And I thought to myself, hey man, you know, you could really start doubling down on this busboy job and like really get some studio time, or you could just learn how to do this shit yourself. So that's the decision I decided to take, and went to, you know, an online audio engineering program that helped me really, you know, fine tune how to make beats, how to properly mix vocals. And it really took my sound to the next level, which ultimately I think helped me, you know, land a spot on Rhythm and Flow.
How long was the engineering courses? And do you mind talking about maybe how much those expenses were to do those courses?
Yeah, so I mean, it ended up being a little bit over a year and a half. And I think in total it ended up being 10 grand, which nowadays is stupid because you see all these online programs, right, that are doing this. And honestly, if I'm being frank, you can learn all this shit on YouTube. Everything I learned, I'm telling you right now, everything I learned and that the money was spent on can be learned on the internet. It's the tools are in the power of your hand these days. Google and YouTube are your friends. It's like, they are your best friends. Any tutorial, you want to learn how to build a fucking boat, you want to learn how to master a song, like it's on YouTube, you know? So, and this was, you know, 6-7 years ago, but I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I think it was worth it. And it helped me, you know, take my musicianship to the next level.
I mean, there's a lot of YouTube videos like you're saying, but I still feel like there's an investment in yourself on that. You're right. I mean, yeah, it's costing you a lot of money, but I think it's an investment of like, hey, I'm really all in on this. Like I'm pushing all my chips like in on this. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people won't do, right? Like, you know, there's even been some times when I was in a band before and maybe like half my chips are in because I know how hard it is to make it. I wasn't all in. So I feel like that's, yeah, you are putting up the money, but you are investing in yourself. So you've done the engineering, you're still putting out music, and you're getting gigs, local gigs in Detroit. What's that scene like? What's the competition like there? I mean, there's got to be, you know, hundreds of guys trying to, you know, obviously try to get to the top. But what was it like for you to do some of those gigs? And what were some of the good gigs maybe, and what were some of the bad gigs?
I got some decent gigs, you know, whether that was downtown, or whether that was, you know, opening up for, you know, local legends like Boldy James, or opening up for Young Dro or whatever, just getting little random slots here and there, doing my own little shows here and there at pubs and smaller venues or whatever. But yeah, I made the decision to ultimately, you know, move to Chicago to just grow as a human being. Because I knew that if I would just stay where I was here, just spinning my wheels, doing the same thing over and over again, I really wasn't going to see change. So I had to get out, make new friends, meet new people, have new experiences, work new jobs, go through new struggles and shit like that in order to grow. So that was the big change of scenery for me. It really helped me mentally.
Yeah, and I think, again, that's another big leap that you have in your story, is that taking that, you know, I'm in Detroit, I'm already doing it. You know, a lot of guys might have just been like, hey, I'm here, you know, I'm in the scene. I'm going to continue to do this until I get noticed. But then you really taking the leap to go to Chicago and like kind of start all over. I think that's really like, that's ballsy. That's like super ballsy to go there.
At the end of the day, it's like, ain't shit gonna happen for me here. I didn't think at the time. Maybe it would have. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe things would have worked out. Maybe something would have happened, or a song would have blown up or something. But at the end of the day, I just mentally and personally and like spiritually just needed new surroundings, man, to grow as a human, man. Like if you live in the same spot your whole life, it's like, how much did you really grow, kind of thing.
Two wrongs ain't right, so I guess I'm leaving now, and I'm wrong, you're right. Yeah, that's always how it ends up. Ay, I held your weight down, Stop playing pretender. We were supposed to glow up and buy us the matching Benz truck. We was best friends, huh? Don't think you remember. Plus there ain't nobody that's touching, loving you tender like I do. If you plan on leaving, there's no way to make you stay. Maybe it's best if we both just go our separate ways. Promised I love you until the end of all our days. Say you still love me and all of this was just a phase. I was there to hold you, told you that I'd never go away. Now I'm about to show you, just like I'm supposed to, that you're the one making the mistake. Because two wrongs ain't right, so I guess I'm leaving now. And I'm wrong, you're right. Yeah, that's always how it ends up. Two wrongs ain't right, so I guess I'm leaving now. And I'm wrong, you're right. Yeah, that's always how it ends up. Two wrongs ain't right. I'm wrong, you're Spent the money on groceries for my mom, kid. Haven't gone a day without a job since 14. $200 Jordans, how you think I'll afford these? Spit more steez till your horse is more pleased. Hip-hop's my wife, she could never divorce me. Seriously sinister, spitting that will diminish you. Hard to find a kid in the city that keep it realism. Peter, pick it back up the pieces so we can see what's up. Completing my thesis and leaving all of you leeches stuck. Sleeping on me only causes more rage. Writing rhymes, barely slept in 4 days. Alcoholic ways only cause me more strain. Time to grab my pen and